Begin our meditation in about a minute or so. And so whatever it is you do individually to open both mind but especially the heart, that part of you that shakes hands with the divine that, man, it was planted in us when we came down the chute. And some people would argue even 8 or 9 months before that. But why get involved in the debating society? Because the deal is the divine is here. It's been here waiting for us. And it takes care of us without our even knowing it and realizing it. But let's get started in the realization that the divine is not only thought, but it has a little science to it as well. For example, join me in a few deep and gentle breaths. And if it's comfortable to close your eyes, ground yourself a little bit, kind of rub the floor. And have the experience as you breathe in of breathing in the newness of this day, along with those elements that the breath brings into our body to sustain it. And then let it go. And it's kind of like the tide, because the exhale allows that which has been used up to be released, waiting for yet another breath. And just like your heartbeat, so long as you and me are in this community, in this existence together, that shall always be there. We trust it. Isn't it wonderful that we have every moment something that we can trust? Breathe in. Breathe out. Feel as you take your next breath, something opening within your psyche or your spirit. For as we take this time together, they come closer and closer until they touch one another. We have so much to be grateful for. So much that if we will but open our minds, hearts, and eyes a little wider, engage our curiosity, and begin to think about what it is that you can trust. take a moment and remember a time when something seemed majorly out of whack. And somewhere along the way, the idea of having something or someone in which you could place your trust popped into your thinking. Maybe it was in human form that a trustable individual came into your mind or came next to you to share their love, their compassion, their support. And somehow you knew it was genuine. Imagine putting trust into an idea and asking your highest self, that little piece of whatever you call God that you came equipped with, what's next? What is the next best right thing for me to look toward? And now remember a time when there was a real conundrum. And you were being asked to share with another. How trust had its way with you. And as you began to go go through whatever the story was, suddenly words of wisdom just fell out. You might even have said to yourself, who said that? So as we bring our time to a close, let us to remember that there are many more opportunities for us to expand our trust than we have yet to experience. And in this very room, there shall come forth so many new thoughts, new ideas. And with another breath, open yourself to an aha. Something that will leave a thread for you to pull and open even more trust. In our own selves, in the people that we love and that we choose to be with in this created family. Change is indeed upon us from day one to day infinity. And as we slowly come back into this room, consider how we shall embrace that change. Since we know that God, Spirit, the universe, whatever name y'all call it, it's got this. And so it is.
Clay is the taskmaster. He turns the little jazz music off, puts the light on me, and said, "Hey, let's get this thing started, pal." But we love Clay for all he does. And if you don't know Clay, Clay is the one who basically runs everything. He runs the lights, he runs the sound, he runs the stream on YouTube and Facebook, and he does all kinds of cool stuff. Can we just show a quick appreciation for our friend Clay? And he's just he's a privilege of a human being to know. So it's the perfect trifecta. Anyway, I'm Jackson Roush, and I'm sure he'd say the same about me. I'm grateful to be here, obviously. And Tracy is here to give a talk today about trust, and I'm excited to hear that. Tracy is, I think, really good at what she does. And if you were here last week, you saw you were treated to, not last week, a week and a half ago? You were treated to a concert by the Flurries, also known as Sticks and Tones, and we have Maria Fleury here today as the soloist, and so we're really glad to have her here, and we'll be hearing a couple songs from her a little bit later on. Where is Bob to boss you around? I mean, come on. Now I have to do it? So we're going to do some CSL calisthenics, and so I'm going to ask you to stand, everyone. I've never done this before. This is what it feels like. Okay. In line with the idea of trust, which Tracy's talking about today, today's song is by Eddie Watkins Jr., CSL member, an old-time Motown bass player. And this song is about trust and knowing that all is well and unfolding as it should. And you know and I know, sometimes that's super easy to believe, and sometimes it's a little challenging to believe. And this song is for when it's challenging to believe and to know that all is well and unfolding as it should. Okay? So it's a practice. Like the time my catalytic converter got stolen. I told you about that. I had a hard time believing that all was well. But that turned out to be the most money I ever made with that band. The insurance company paid me $3,000. But at the time, I was like, this is not well and unfolding as it should. But I'm learning to trust and know. So let's do it together. My drummer's really good, so if you want to clap. You don't have to. But if you feel it, you do it. I'm not worried. Hey, wait a minute. Let's all sing this together, shall we? I don't care if you don't even know how the song goes. Just say the words. I'm not worried about tomorrow. Well, today I declare freedom from yesterday's mistakes of the past. Well, today all things are made brand new, and don't it feel good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should. I can change my reality by changing my mind. Perfect peace, joy, and happiness is yours, and it's mine. I am blue, and so are you. And don't it feel so good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should? Well, all is well. All is well. Divine Spirit is directing me right now. All is well. All is well. All is well and unfolding as it should. Well, I am clothed in the Spirit. I am fed by the divine. I am one with all that is. My soul is free from time. I'm blessed, and so are you. And don't it feel so good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should? Well, all is well. All is well. The Divine Spirit is directing me right now. song is over, apparently. It's done.
Should we do another one?
Let's say it one more time. All is well and unfolding as it should.
Oh, I need a microphone.
There it is.
I need a microphone. Maybe not, because I can talk really loud. There we go. Good morning. How are you? And happy early 4th of July. You see, any occasion that I get to dress up and wear sparklies and look fantastic, I take it. So in Halloween, who knows what you might see? But, you know, I was raised with in the military, and we had picnics, and, you know, we got to run around, and that time of year really brings up joyous memories for me, and I am working on being grateful for my past and searching for those memories that evoke joy. So as I got dressed this morning, I had a lot of wonderful memories that I am very grateful for. And my dad served for 31 years, and so, you know, love of country was something that was very much in our home. But welcome. I am so happy to see you and your beautiful faces. It just makes my heart filled with joy. Excuse me, and I'm so grateful to the beloved divine for your presence here, and for those of you online. It's really quite amazing that you choose to come and sit and get out of the heat for a little while and see what your heart has for you and be willing to be open. So we just lay everything that happened before we got here. We just put it all in the bucket beside us and open our hearts and just know that there is a message. I was watching this special on, oh, am I going to mess this up? A famous rock and roll singer who was the guitar player for Bruce Springsteen. Who is it, Jackson? Stevie Van Zandt?
Stevie Van Zandt, I think.
Van Zandt.
Little
yeah.
Steven.
If you get the chance to see his docuseries, it's really good. He is quite the humanitarian. He is doing a lot of great work in the world. But at the end, he says, there's a crazy world out there. And this is where we come for a couple hours to let it all loose, to let it all go, to forget who we are, to forget our problems, and to get in contact with that part of ourselves that is immense joy, love, and spirituality. This is our church, and that's what I'm inviting you in today. This is our church, and we, you know, when you come here, you get to leave it all behind and listen to Jackson's fabulous music and our guest singer and, you know, whatever Spirit has to say. So this is our church. Let it go. Enjoy yourself, and we are so grateful. If you're online, enjoy your ice cream, cereal, whatever you're doing while you're watching us. Please come see us in person sometime. We would really appreciate being able to give you a big hug. We also have practitioners that are available after service for a 3-minute miracle. So we do ask that you, when you're exiting the building or the room, I'm going to kind of try to move myself a little bit too, just so that the practitioners can be present for people that want prayer. And we would like the sanctuary to reflect that sacred moment. So as we end today, just be mindful about exiting. And if there's, you know, if you're waiting in line to get out the door, just silence and stillness so that the people can be honored in prayer by our wonderful practitioners that know the truth of who you are. If they have a purple stole on, those are the ones that are on duty today. And they are here to lift you up and to know your truth when you forget how wonderfully amazing you are. Thank you again for coming today. We love you, and let's have a great day.
So y'all are getting the idea that love is spoken here, yeah? Good. My name is Mel Hirsch. I am one of the licensed professional practitioners at CSL Prescott. And as long as you see somebody with a stole and you want to have a short conversation, that's what we're here for. In the meantime, invocation seems to say we invite the presence. Well, the presence was here waiting for us when we came into the room. each and every one. So we celebrate that. We celebrate that we are about creating, continuing to create and expand and refine the beloved community. Family. We all had one, and we may still. It's very important, but we have been gifted with the opportunity to create an even wider experience of family. And for that reality, I simply relax and trust that something wonderful is going to happen in the next moments of what we call time. And so it is.
This is a Darius Lux song. Sing it with me. So many choices in the world today. Too many things will blow your mind. And if you're needing just a simple truth to see you on your way, remember, choose love, choose love, choose love, and keep on shining a light. Choose love, choose love, choose love.
Choose love. You're here. You chose love. You knew you'd find it here. Maybe not with all of this, but with this. So much has been written and said. I would like to share 2 short pieces from one of my great sources. I'm of the opinion that my life belongs to the whole community, and as long as I live, it's my privilege to do for it whatever I can. George Bernard Shaw. And from Ernest Holmes, no greater good can come to you than to know the power already within you is the power to live, the power to create. Not only to create for yourself, but for others. The power to do good. The power to heal. The power to prosper. Take a moment and just meditate on that. However, we are not the only way to find a relationship with God. It has been going on for thousands of years. So I'd like to invite the candle lighters forward. The Center for Spiritual Living, guided by the science of mind, acknowledges the diverse faiths and spiritual traditions that enrich our world. Each belief system offers a distinct understanding of the mysteries of existence and a unique connection with the divine. Lighting these candles symbolizes our collective reverence for the diverse paths humans take in search of meaning and purpose. In this shared moment, we affirm and celebrate the multiplicity of the human experience. So we start by lighting a candle for Christianity based on the teachings of Jesus the Christ, who taught the path of love, forgiveness, and healing by the presence within. For Islam, and its teaching and belief in the one and only God, creator of the heaven and the earth. For Judaism, a community of shared laws, traditions, and family ties, which began with a covenant between Abraham and God. For Buddhism, the middle path of non-attachment that ends suffering. For Hinduism, the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. For the traditions of the indigenous people everywhere and their close and sacred connection to the earth, the sky, and water. For Baha'i, the path of unity and peace. For all the goddess traditions, celebrating the power and wisdom of the feminine energies, including nature and nurture. And for the science of mind, that philosophy of life that teaches there is a power for good in the universe and we can use it. Thank you, ladies. Namaste.
We are here for God. Good morning. My name is Maria Fleury, and I am so honored to be here today to see some friends from the concert a few days back. A friend of mine from 22 years ago. So I know that the people in this room already are very much like me, in that we really feel the pain of others. And we also feel our own pain as we find our way forward. But there is a way forward. So if you would join me in body and spirit, and if you could stand together, I'd like to sing a song called Comfort Me. In the beginning, I'll start with a singing, and as you feel moved or not, please join in with me. The words are pretty easy. As you sort of sway, you may feel maybe some pain in a bone, or a pain in your heart, or maybe you feel for a whole group of people. Sing for yourself or sing for them. Comfort me, comfort me. Comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me, speak for me, oh my soul. Oh, speak for me, speak for me. Speak for me, oh my soul. Sing with me. Sing with me. Sing with me. Sing with me, oh my soul. Oh, sing with me, sing with me, ooh. Sing with me, oh my soul. If you need to reach out to the person next to you for more comfort or connection, that's great. But now, dance with me. Dance with me. Dance with me, dance with me, oh my soul, oh yeah. Dance with me, dance with me, yeah. Dance with me, oh my soul. Move it a little faster. Back to comfort me. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul, oh yeah. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Thank you so much.
I'm back. Oh my goodness, that was so beautiful. When Jackson was singing Choose Love, I was like, trust love, because you are love. And the whole idea of trust is to trust yourself, your personality self that's been conditioned to be your lovely aspect forward facing to humanity, and the higher self, which always speaks and comforts and is our voice when we ask it to be. So very, very beautiful. I loved it. It totally fits the talk very, very well. But first, I do have a little something for you. Have you heard about the preacher that likes to visit elderly people? No. Well, this preacher went to visit one of his elderly congregational members, and he sat on the couch and he noticed a big, large bowl of peanuts on the coffee table. He said, "Do you mind if I have a few?" And she said, "No, not at all. Go ahead." They chatted for an hour, and as the preacher stands to leave, he realizes he didn't just eat a few, he ate the whole bowl. And he said, "I'm terribly sorry for eating all of your peanuts. I really just meant to eat a few." And the woman replied, "Oh, that's all right. Ever since I lost my teeth, all I can do is suck the chocolate off of them." I knew that would get you. And you can trust that. Next time you're looking at a bowl of peanuts, you're going to see if the person giving them to you has teeth. We are talking about trust today and the paradox of trust. And, that when we have a beliefs, we absolutely trust who we are. And, what brought this particular talk about was I was watching a video on Instagram, of course, and a lady was standing up in front of Bashar, and she said, "I just don't trust anybody." And he said in his voice, "Well, that's absolutely not true." And she said, "No, I really don't. I have trust issues. I was raised to not trust." And he goes, "No, you trust. You trust that you have trust issues." And I thought, what a great talk, that where we put our attention is normally on our beliefs. And when we believe something, we are trusting it. And we can't really approach from curious when we are trusting that we know everything or we know what's going on. I know I'm personally guilty of something, if I'm irritated about something, I'll say, "Well, I knew that. I knew they were going to do that." And my husband's gotten very good at going, "Did you?" "No, I didn't, but my conditioning says that's what rises first." Flight, fright, or flee. Because I was raised with a lot of beautiful things, like I said when we opened, but I was also raised to be very suspicious. And I have been really examining my belief systems and really looking at integrating the whole and understanding that the different aspects of myself were there to protect me. They were there because something was done and I formulated a strategy to never have to go through that again. And we typically do that unconsciously, and sometimes we can do it consciously. But when you're young, when something happens, somebody yells at you, or you're told do that, and you don't really want to do it. When people send you messaging, whether it be parents or teachers, we're exposed to a whole world of people with different opinions and ideas than our own. And so we begin to trust that we have the answers, and that trust is a protection mechanism. Because really, the idea of trust is made from the mind, because when you recognize who you are and you start to traverse the inner journey path, you realize trust is not something that isn't needed anymore, because when you open up from the heart, everything that is happening is seen as necessary, and there's no personal attachment to it, right? I was meeting with my teacher this week, and he said, "Tracy, there's nothing to take personally." And I'm like, "But it sure feels like there is." Right? And I was like, I just noticed that when things go wrong, my immediate is like, for me, against me, with me, without me, like what's going on here? And I recognized in that moment had nothing to do with the scenario that I felt I was being challenged with. What I recognized is what arose in me to meet that scenario, and it did not allow me to hear anything else that was going on because I immediately went, And I recently saw Inside Out 2 for the second time because, I had another child in my house. Someone told me I had a rotating door for children. I do. But it's closed now for the summer. But we went, and I was watching this again, and I felt myself understanding that when these emotions arise, we don't typically give them a name. We don't really go, oh, anxiety is here to visit, hello, right? We don't recognize the action with the emotion, or at least I didn't. I didn't recognize that I had put joy way deep down inside and really wasn't letting her out, because when I was joyful, you were told to sit down and be quiet. Do what you're told. Stop making so much noise. I'm trying to work, And all of these messaging tells Joy to take a hike. So when you're little, you're like, but I just want to have fun. And so, recently with lots of kids around my house, I felt my mother coming up. And I have learned to trust this, they're running around, riding the bike around the living room, and I'm like, can you please stop riding the bike? My nerves. And so we start to see that we all have ways of meeting discord in our life, and we begin to trust that, and we don't really know where joy went or bliss. We recognize it when it comes up if you're looking at a beautiful flower, or you have a moment of stillness, or you're taking the journey on the inner work. And when I'm looking at little Estee's face, I don't know, my heart just bursts open with so much joy watching her try to figure out how to crawl or walk, or, and if she goes too far, then anxiety shows up. Nope, come back this way, you're gonna get hurt. And so what I recognize is that all of the emotions of the human experience, none of them are wrong. They're all here and have served us in a great way. But when we trust one over the others, it creates an out of balance situation for your human experience. So in the movie, anxiety ran the show. And, this little girl, I'm sorry if I'm ruining it for you, but you will still find something in it if you go. But this little girl was transitioning to puberty and to teenager, and she was a hockey player, and she wanted to fit in. And all of those stories came back to my mind of, I'm so glad I don't have to do that again. It was hard and uncomfortable. And I was kind of an odd child, and I am still an odd adult. It's okay, I can admit it. But one of the things that I learned was, to me, life was hard. I started to remember my life a little bit in the movie, and I was thinking, I was sad a lot. And my mom just didn't quite know what to do with me, and she was always saying things like, you're beautiful because God's beautiful, and she would say these things that really are wonderful to children, but if you do not identify with the child's feeling, it's so hard to help them. And so as a child, you begin to trust what you feel, not what you see. And of course, belief systems to children are very similar to adults. They're operating without our knowledge, and the only way we can begin to see how we are navigating the world and what we are trusting is to stop. And say, I'm curious. What am I trusting in this situation? What really is beckoning to be called forward in this conversation or situation, or where we can feel the tension rise up within us? And how do we begin to change the trust? When someone declares, I don't trust anymore, they are paradoxically placing trust in the very statement. You then lose the idea of the situation or the surroundings. And this shows us that this shows us that the trust, it's just not about relying on others. It also extends to our beliefs and our assertions about life and people and situations. We begin to trust the negative over the positive. We begin to trust this isn't safe over love. We begin to keep it all in and navigate the world, and it reinforces our fear that the world is not a safe place. How do we know the world isn't a safe place if we're always moving from that conditioning and we never identify this beauty and this bliss that these beautiful, enlightened teachers are telling us about? I don't know about you, but I am very curious about that, and every now and then I get glimpses of it. But my reinforcement or my conditioning or the direction of my mind always goes back to safety. And I want to move from a different space. I want to move from the beauty of life. I want to move from that space that, yes, things happen. One of our beautiful teachers, Catherine Economou, had a 10-year battle with breast cancer. She just got the news that she passed, and she stepped away from teaching to spend time with her daughter that just graduated from high school, and it reminded me that this will end. She was quite young, a little bit older than me, and it will end, and we need to live like it's going to end. Instead of living in the safe nucleus of our ego, we need to learn, and that's why you're here. You wouldn't be attracted to this type of energy if you weren't here to want to open your heart to what is and to meet it and see what it has for you, what needs to be released and surrendered to the beloved. When I have this, one of my many teachers, who is now not on the spiritual scene anymore, but his name was Atreya Thomas, and he said, the quickest way to connect is to sit and let your stomach just fall. Like, stop walking around with tucked in, You just open it, like unbuckle your belt, just let your belly fall, put the tongue on the roof of your mouth, and just open up and just feel. It is the quickest way to your highest truth and the reflection of you. Ernest Holmes says this: life is a mirror, and it will reflect back to the thinker what he thinks into it. This underscores the importance of examining and transforming our beliefs, because those thoughts shape our reality. Nobody else shapes your reality. They're responding to it. I heard this recently, and someone said that the universe doesn't give you what you want. It gives you who you are. Your vibration attracts to you the life that you are living. And there is no fault, shame, blame, guilt in that. Once we get to, I created that, and I trusted it. Now I can open to a new way of being. By examining our beliefs, we learn to overcome our trust issues, and we reclaim our personal freedom. We must critically examine, our underlying beliefs. And we, on a week like this, moving into the 4th of July, where we celebrate our independence, the independence I want from you is your own inner personal independence to meet life when it comes full force, and it will, with grace, with your highest self, with the beauty and the bliss. And if it calls for you to cry, then cry. And if it calls for you to be angry, then be angry. And if it calls for you to be anxious, then be anxious. But then let's look at it, see which one of those you have a tendency to stay at, what your orientation towards life is, and then be honest about it. I was sharing with someone that, when I feel someone's coming at me or I feel unsafe, I have a tendency to recoil and feel small. And I thought, this is worth examining. And I really looked at it all week long. What does that mean? And this person said to me, feeling small, Tracy, isn't bad. And in that moment, because I was vulnerable enough to have this conversation, I realized I trusted that feeling small is bad. And because I trusted it, I recoiled from it, and then I wanted to project my feelings onto the other person. And what happened when I realized, feeling small isn't bad, it's telling me something that I need to do, set a boundary. I need to speak my truth. I need to be authentic. I need to open up and share what is really going on inside of me so that I can let go of those things that I've trusted in my life to keep me safe and step into vulnerable. Ooh, that's scary, stepping into vulnerable. You know, the word vulnerable just freaks me out all the way around, right? Because to me, it gives you a shot. To my personality, that gives you a shot at me. And this goes back to trust, right? I am learning to trust the divine within me, that I was born with a seed. How could I not be? Everything on this planet was born with what it needs. You can't say that the acorn isn't born with the idea that it's going to be a tree, or that a cat and its DNA isn't going to be a tabby, or the cocoon and the butterfly. We trust that because we see it. We know when we see a caterpillar, we say, oh, isn't that so beautiful? The divine made that so it can transform. Well, why would the divine leave you out? That's what we need to trust. The divine hasn't left you out. You have left you out by trusting the messages that were thrust upon you in innocence. But now it's time to challenge the beliefs. Ask whether they are truly reflecting the reality that is trying to show itself to you for your path forward, or are they distorted perceptions based on safety? Are there instances where trust was rewarded as positive or negative? I knew when I grew up, we got the messaging, just be honest, and if you're honest, you won't get in trouble. That's what my mind says, right? Like, okay, sure. Because when you're honest, I could see my mother very much wanting to honor that messaging, but you could see the temperature rising, Yes, I hid my homework in my backpack. And so we begin to shift our perspective when we work on it. We begin to lose the distrust and open ourselves to approaching from curious. Now, I do acknowledge that not everyone we meet is trustworthy because they have learned the same thing you did, right? They've learned this as a safety mechanism. So we do have to step into reality and use our discernment and our wisdom. And when we trust that, right? Because how could we not trust it? Because it's who we are. And so when we lose our reactive outward projection, the natural arising of discernment, the natural rising of love, because that's what you are, the natural rising will see the energy that is in front of you, and you won't be comfortable in that person's presence. And then you'll lose the blame. You'll see, oh, you're just moving from your pain, and I get to move away from your pain, right? We get to make this choice. Holmes said that the universe is impersonal. It gives us a like, it gives a like to all. It is no respecter of persons. It values each alike. What we draw from it, we draw through the channel of our own mind. Everything you are experiencing, first of all, let me just step back. This statement really does emphasize that what we receive from the universe is a reflection of our inner beliefs. And you can challenge that because really, if you truly are here and you've taken classes, you know that your beliefs form your life. And I used to run around going, well, what do I believe? What do I believe? And my minister would say, it doesn't matter, you're living it. And I had this idea that if I went back and I knew where it came from and I knew what my mom said and I knew what this person did, that I could, blame them. Escape a little. But what it really allows me to do is forgive them. It allows me to be authentic. It allows me to do my inner work. And then the trust that I'm talking about, different than the trust I extend to you that you're going to show up if we have a lunch date, or that you're going to show up for work on time, or that you're going to be in integrity with your words. The trust I'm talking about rises up and it secures you in your position with the world, that the personality self that has worked so hard to protect you gets to fall away. And we get to use it when we need it, driving, at work, when we have things to do. But in the other moments, we get to just let out that sigh and surrender and embrace the vulnerability. It allows yourself to be truly what is required to meet whatever instance is in front of you, whether it be a person, a place, a thing, a fear. But the trustworthiness of your own self demonstrates your willingness to trust that life created you with everything you need to blossom into exactly what you were designed to be. And yes, we get off track, right? But the off-trackness is really just about our mind. We all traverse what we need in this life for the journey back to our highest self. And if something is going on, it's an energetic call for us to look within. And I don't know about you, but it's easy to blame because looking in can be kind of painful. But what I have really put my attention on is, why did you respond that way? Without self-blame, right? Write it down. Why did you respond that way? What could you have done differently? How would you like that to go next time? And can you send forgiveness through the ethers? Or even maybe it was an overjoyous thing that needed truth and honesty. Maybe it's a people-pleasing situation. You know, I began to trust people-pleasing, and I heard recently that people-pleasing is a currency that is way too high of a price to pay. Because you lose all of your vulnerability, all of your authenticity, and you are becoming what other people need for a myriad of reasons. The highest reason is fear of rejection. Who wants to be rejected? Nobody. But the idea of when you learn to trust yourself and that seed that's planted in you, the fear of rejection falls away. And then you get to meet yourself and life, and the natural inclination of that is the bliss and the joy that we so deeply know that's who we are. And now, as we start to look at the issues that arise within our personality self, we get to meet them gently and kindly. And when we say to the divine, please bring me what I need to heal this, I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it in my jaw. I can feel it when I tense up. I can feel that there's a lie, an error in thinking. And I want to lose that error and replace it with the highest truth and embody it as my own. And the truth is, you were born with everything that you need. The truth is, doing the inner work reveals a totally different outer experience. Embracing the vulnerability allows yourself to be vulnerable. True trust requires this. It requires opening up and giving others the opportunity to show you their trustworthiness and demonstrate your willingness in relationship to display all the things that we show up here for, to live our highest and best life from the highest and best plane. And at the end of the movie, all of the emotions recognize that none of them can be excluded. That joy couldn't exclude anxiety. Joy alone made a mess. Anxiety alone made a mess. Embarrassment alone made a mess. But together, the honoring that all of them are there like a guidance system in their suit to help them navigate this planet that we're on, and that when you trust the suit, you trust the guidance system, the wiring, the electronics, you become very grateful for it, and out comes what is needed to meet every situation. So in conclusion, by recognizing the paradox of trust issues, examining and challenging our beliefs, aligning with our highest self, we overcome the limitations that inhibit our personal inner freedom. Trust is a journey of self-discovery and alignment. And as we cultivate it, we open to a more liberated and fulfilling life. Doesn't that sound wonderful? Liberated and fulfilling life. Who doesn't want to be liberated from that which, when I say that, I feel like this thing that wraps around me, and every time I look, it just opens up, and then this is the result of looking, is that stance of freedom and joy and bliss, and you let it out. And we stop suppressing, and we start honoring. This is a significant step towards this personal freedom. And as you leave here today, I encourage you to reflect on your own trust. What are you trusting today? Where are you putting your attention? and giving credence to it like it is right or wrong. Nothing is right or wrong. You make it right or wrong by your belief system. When we get out of right or wrong and we step into let me see, we step into share with me your opinion, we step into help me to understand, there we can meet one another and take steps towards transforming ourselves and being that light that chooses love to all that we meet and draw them onto us and be a source of strength and freedom for yourself, your family, your community, your country, your nation, and the world. This is what I truly believe Ernest Holmes was trying to share with us, and this is the message for today. Namaskar. And we are going to anchor that in prayer. I just know that there is only one. There's one beingness seen as duplicity. And each thing that is birthed into this beautiful experience we call humanity or kingdoms, they're all born with a perfect thing. And when we have that error in thinking, there's always that person to come, that person, place, or thing that comes, that agitates us a little bit and shakes us up. It's a design to show you, hey, you're walking the wrong way. And in this prayer, I am saying that I know for myself and for you that that seed has been planted in your heart and mind today to become hyper-aware, self-aware of who we are and everything that we do, and asking ourselves the question, is this who I want to be? Is this what I wish to express? What needs to be released in order for me to be the truth of that seed that has followed me all of my life, waiting to be watered, waiting to be nourished, waiting to be believed in, waiting to open. And as we step into the inner work, we are watering it, we are nourishing it, and it is here just waiting for itself to be revealed through you. And I know this truth. I know it is happening because we are looking at it. I know it is done because we've put it into the ethers. And I know that the divine presence is in this building, in this place, and it is the accumulative consciousness of this center. And I love that truth. And I trust it. And I release these words knowing the perfection of all love is here and now. And so it is. feel the grace just, it's like sparkles sprinkling down from the sky, filling up your heart. I don't know about you, but I felt that joy. Thank you, Jackson. That's such a beautiful song. And our ushers are going to be circulating and inviting you into the law of abundance. And we are very grateful for everyone that it takes to put on this beautiful service, especially our ushers, our musicians, our IT, and our volunteers. And we are going to read the affirmation today. All right, so just loud and proud, let's go ahead and ring that out. Divine love in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive. Thank you, life.
I'm throwing Jackson a cue ball by standing up and singing this. I forgot to tell him that at sound check. You be all right with that? Phew, I'm so relieved. So oh, you know what? That actually allows me to put this stand up where the bottom of my trifocals will be able to be in focus. Yeah, yeah, you know that one. So I'm so glad I chose this song today because the universe does give us what we need to be who we're going to be. And one of those things is a voice. Whether you use it out loud or it's silent inside of you, we all have a voice. So as I sing this song, if you feel moved to join me in the word singing, that would be fabulous. And if you don't, then I still like you, even though I don't know all of you yet. So, voice still and small, deep inside all, I hear your call, singing. In dark and rain, sorrow and pain, still you remain, singing, calming my fears, quenching my tears, through all the years, singing. Great, let's try this again, and you can join me more if you like. Voice still and small, deep inside all, I hear your call, singing. In dark and rain, sorrow and pain, still you remain, singing, calming my fears, quenching my tears, through all the years, singing. Thank you.
Good morning. Let's begin this part of the service by asking anyone who is new or has returned or is just passing by, if you'll stand, tell us your name and where you're from. We'd love to give you the CSL Prescott warm welcome. Anyone new today? Okay. Well, welcome everybody. Volunteers for Reverend Tracy's installation in September, please remember we are meeting today after the service for a brief meeting, and we'll meet in Sibley Hall. We would like several members, skipped something. As a gentle reminder, the Board of Trustee applications are available on the information table in the lobby. If this is something that tugs at your heart, please take one, complete it, return it to any board member that has a name tag with a black ribbon that says board member. And we would like several more people to run. Please consider what you have to offer. Pick up an application, and like I said, fill it out and return it. The board is meeting today after service right here in the sanctuary. If you would enjoy getting to know a few more CSLP members, enjoy potluck meetings with your team members, I have the perfect solution. It's called the Heart Connection. It's a great choice. And please see Sharon Tice, Grace McManus, or Jerry Aronson after service. The bookstore is in need of volunteers for, before, and after service. And again, if this calls to you, please see Laura or Sudra today. The Love and Light Circle, as well as the Sunday Collection team, are looking for volunteers to join them. So see me if you're interested in joining the collection team, and Kay Krizak for the Love and Light service after service. And then please refer to your group and team leaders for all the other times and dates of meeting and circles. And with that said, I think we're supposed to have children.
They're invisible children.
It must be invisible, yes.
Thank you, Ms. Sandy. While we're waiting for the children, I will say we'd like to receive the board applications by the end of next week. We do need to close that so we can make some choices, and we did not put that on your
Thank you.
notes. So we do, this is the last week for those to be turned in.
Okay. I don't know that we have children.
We have two that I know of.
You're two?
Uh-oh.
We might not want them on stage, I don't know.
I think they're on their way, thank you.
Kathleen, everybody. The kids, everybody.
Hey everybody. So today we put like paper plates and salad spinners and painted on them and then spin them with the salad spinner
Nice.
to make this really cool design. It was really cool, I promise. It sounds weird, but it was really cool. And then we tried to make little artificial fireworks for the 4th of July, where we added baking soda, some food coloring, some glitter, and some vinegar to make this wonderful reaction. And this food dye got my hand looking like that in the end.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, that's good because it seems to me you learned about adjutants and how they impact us. Oh, look it! We got the best grandpa. Thank you, Seamus.
Yeah.
Seamus is 5 minutes of fame.
Reverend Tracy, may I come up and say
Yes.
something honoring Zahili here?
Yes, please do. Yes.
Thank you. I just wanted to point out and recognize one of our members here, Zahili. She participated in the Miss Teen Arizona contest, came in within the 10 top finalists. She also received the Quality of Life Award and received a $28,000 college scholarship.
And she just graduated high school and is on full scholarship because she got the state scholarship for 4 years and she chose
Arizona State University, yeah.
Anything you want to say?
Thank you guys, I appreciate it. Yeah.
Learning and living the science of mind principles.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, that's amazing. Yep. So proud of you.
So everyone stand up and grab a hand if you're comfortable. We're going to say the benediction and then sing our way out of here. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is happening through my mind, my body, and my affairs. I think it, I believe it, I feel it,